Hey people, relationships is such a funny thing. There's so many ups and downs, trials, tests and tribulations. And the funny thing about these trials, tests and tribulations is it will take you by surprise. It will come unannounced. It doesn't matter if it's night, day or morning. It will come out and get you at some point. You could be in a relationship where it's full of love, passion and excitement and abundance of joy and attraction. And on the flip side, you could be in a situation where you're having the maddest of arguments and bust-ups and breakups. What are you going to do? How are you going to turn things around? And in this video, that's the exact thing that I want to take a look at and share my thoughts, my insights, and give you a bit of inspiration. And before I do that, I need a big favour from you guys out there. Please, by all means, grab a pen and paper. Hold the pen really, really tight. Take it behind you and stick it up your ass. That was a joke. But please, by all means, get a pen and paper and just start taking notes. Now, without further ado, let me begin my story. I've been married for just over 2.5 years. The first year of my marriage life was so beautiful. The attraction, the love, the passion for one another was very intense. Now, I didn't have to do much in terms of getting affection and being really intimate with my partner. And that was a two-way thing. But the second year, my wife fell pregnant. She went into labour and gave birth. A baby boy was born. A beautiful baby boy was born. Now, I became a full-time father and a lover. Now, the wife, everyone knows that the female, the wife or your partner, spouse, they go through so many different bodily and psychological changes whilst they're going through their stage of pregnancy, and then just the after effects of dealing with pregnancy. It plays a major effect on the relationship because it makes a massive impact in terms of the dynamics between the spouses. Because let me tell you something, all the energy, the love and the affection goes towards the child, and rightfully so. So I was there doing my bit as a father, as a lover, and also as a brother to the community. So giving the attention, abundance of attention, and whatever help or aid or support that I can offer, I would give it to my wife and to my son. Now, there came a point where I was doing this so much and I wasn't getting anything back. There are people in a relationship where some are more committed than others, or some are committed and the other don't know or is very unaware of what is going on in the relationship. So you get people that are on different stages in the relationship. The stage that I was on, I was giving a lot, but I didn't get anything back in terms of love and affection, because that's what I was giving. I was providing that aid, that support, that comfort for my wife, for my son. And there came a point where I started to feel neglected. I would also be on point in terms of communicating my feelings and expressing how I felt towards life. I would never let things build up. But we resolved the situation, and then through time, it actually got quite difficult because of the way that my wife felt about herself. She didn't really feel good about the way that she looked, because she just given birth and it changed her whole physical appearance and her mental attitude, how she felt mentally, physically and spiritually. So it had a massive impact on her well-being. Now, I was trying to build her back up again, help her with her confidence, her self-esteem and so forth. But that all was good for a while, and then she started to retract. And when it came down to intimacy, it was very hard to approach her because of the way that she felt. At times she was mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, and sex would be the last thing on her mind. Affection would be the last thing on her mind. She'll be less responsive. Now, I would always give affection and attention, but I wouldn't get anything back. I would also communicate this to her, and it came to a point where I thought, you know what, enough is enough. I'm giving, but I need something. I need something to fill me up as well. So I approached her and I talked to her and I tried to communicate my feelings to her. She broke down. We was at our mother-in-law's and she broke down at this stage when I told her this, and her mother heard her cry and she intervened, and then my sister-in-law came in, and it was just all kind of emotional at that stage. They were trying to persuade me to stay, but really what I wanted to do is walk because I had enough. I thought to myself, you know what, she's only going to go back to her old ways. I'm going to feel neglected, she's going to neglect me. She was unaware that she was doing this, or really unaware of how, to the level, to the extreme of how I was feeling, that to the stage that I was feeling unloved, you know. And I communicated to her. She didn't really understand before this, when I told her beforehand about how I felt, but it's not until she actually felt what I was feeling when she went into a fit. She started to cry, to wail, and something hit her, and that's when she understood what I went through. So she apologized, we talked it through, we communicated, we connected, and now we are back on track. That is just a brief summary of my situation, but let me tell you something. Let me round it up, let me summarize it for you. The situation is, 1 minute, no, you could be in a healthy situation, and all it does is it takes that little ounce, that little decision to turn things around for the worst. And it's up to you to stay committed in a relationship, to always educate each other and always work together. I know that I've stressed this out on previous talks, but relationships can never stay the same because they're always changing. People's outlooks, people's attitudes, people's expectations, they're changing mentally, physically and spiritually. So if you're always doing the same thing over and over again, and you're neglecting each other, and you're not communicating with each other, and you're throwing digs at each other and not making it easy for one another to approach each other, to talk to each other, then you're going to have these sort of problems. You're not going to be able to work things out. And I'll tell you what, from this time onwards, our relationship has grown, it's moved forwards. And the funny thing is, the more that your love increases, the more the tests are going to come. Tests are always going to come, because we as human beings are testing each other left, right and centre, whether we know it, on a conscious level or a subconscious level, with people, whatever type of relationship that we're in, because we need that sense of security, we need that sense of reassurance that we needed, we wanted, they want us, or we need to feel loved. So that is my point that I was trying to make. I'm going to leave you on that note. Take it on board, digest it, implement it into your own relationship. Be mindful about how you're coming across. Be mindful about not neglecting each other and trying to fulfill each other's rights. Communicate and talk to each other. How you do that is to engage in each other's interests, and also to show concern, also to make each talkable. So for example, if your spouse is trying to talk to you, rather you react or shout, or make it easy for them. Don't say these sort of things, don't react this way. These are just little tips, these are little hints that could help you make that big difference in your relationship. Until then, guys, take care, stay strong, stay focused, and always live to learn, to empower and inspire the lives of many as well as yourself. Bye for now.